The murder of JonBenét Ramsey remains one of the most infamous unsolved cases in American history, captivating the public and media for decades. On December 26, 1996, the 6-year-old beauty pageant queen was found dead in her family's home in Boulder, Colorado, sparking a media frenzy, intense scrutiny, and endless theories. Here's a detailed look into the case, covering the events, investigation, theories, and where it stands today. On Christmas morning, JonBenét Ramsey's mother, Patsy, discovered a ransom note on the staircase, demanding $118,000 for the safe return of her daughter. Patsy immediately called the police, reporting JonBenét missing. The family, their friends, and police officers searched the house. Later that day, JonBenét's father found her body in the basement, covered in a white blanket with a garrote made from a paintbrush around her neck. She had been sexually assaulted and suffered a skull fracture. Her cause of death was ruled as asphyxiation by strangulation and blunt force trauma. The investigation into JonBenét's murder was riddled with errors and controversies from the beginning. Police failed to secure the crime scene, allowing friends, family, and even some investigators to walk through the house, which compromised evidence. The local police in Boulder had little experience with homicides, let alone cases involving potential kidnapping, sexual assault, and child murder. This lack of experience, combined with media pressure, made the investigation challenging. From early on, the police seemed to focus on the Ramsey family as prime suspects. However, the Ramseys maintained their innocence and hired high-profile lawyers and private investigators to help clear their names. The media also contributed to the public's judgment, with some outlets demonizing the family while others supported them. The ransom note was one of the most perplexing pieces of evidence. The language seemed forced, with odd phrases and references to a small foreign faction. Analysts found it strange that a kidnapper would write such a lengthy note within the home and use the family's notepad and pen. Handwriting analysis was inconclusive, but it suggested the author could potentially be female. Several pieces of evidence have fueled theories about who killed JonBenét. Some of the key evidence includes DNA evidence. Foreign DNA was found under JonBenét's fingernails and in her underwear. This DNA didn't match any family member and has been one of the most significant arguments against the family's involvement. However, the DNA sample was small and degraded, leaving doubts about its accuracy. Pineapple. Undigested pineapple was found in JonBenét's stomach, which suggested she had eaten it shortly before her death. A bowl of pineapple with Burke Ramsey's fingerprints on it was found in the kitchen, although both parents claimed they didn't remember giving her any. Some believe this was part of an internal family conflict theory. The stun gun marks. Some investigators noted marks on JonBenét's body that they believe could have been made by a stun gun. This theory supports the idea that an intruder entered the house, subdued JonBenét with the stun gun, and committed the murder. The broken window. There was a broken window in the basement with scuff marks nearby, which some argue could have been an entry point for an intruder. John Ramsey claimed he broke the window earlier, explaining the damage, but some still question if it could have been used by an outsider. Handwriting analysis of the ransom note. Experts analyzed the note, with some suggesting that Patsy's handwriting bore similarities, though it was never definitively matched to her or anyone else. The note's strange wording also gave rise to speculation that the author was attempting to mimic a movie plot or obscure their true identity. Over the years, various theories have emerged regarding JonBenét's death, and they generally fall into two categories: family involvement and intruder theory. The Patsy Ramsey theory. This theory suggests that Patsy Ramsey, in a fit of rage, accidentally killed JonBenét and then tried to cover it up by staging a kidnapping scene. Proponents point to the handwriting analysis and the strange nature of the ransom note, as well as the fact that Patsy discovered the note and made the 911 call. The Burke Ramsey theory. Some theorize that JonBenét's brother, Burke, who was 9 at the time, may have accidentally killed her during a sibling conflict. The theory suggests that the parents, seeking to protect their son, staged the scene. However, This theory has been criticized for a lack of motive, as Burke was reportedly not known for violent behavior. In recent years, Burke filed a defamation lawsuit against CBS after a documentary suggested his potential involvement, which was eventually settled out of court.
Did you go to JonBenét's funeral?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, I remember the viewing. I remember the casket was small and her eyes were closed. I think one of her eyes was a little bit like droopy or something, and I thought that was weird.
How did you feel seeing her?
A lot of sadness. I don't think I really fully grasped, just like, after this, I won't see her again. I remember my parents being really upset. Like, I remember my dad leaning down and giving her a kiss.
Was it traumatizing to see her?
That was weird. That was traumatizing a little bit.
Sexual predator theory. The foreign DNA evidence has led some to believe that JonBenét was attacked by an intruder, potentially a pedophile who targeted her. This theory aligns with the idea of the stun gun marks and broken window, as well as the fact that no family members match the DNA profile. The Santa Claus theory. One of the odd theories involves a family friend, Bill McReynolds, who dressed as Santa Claus for Christmas parties at the Ramsey home. He reportedly paid extra attention to JonBenét, even giving her a gift and mentioning a special visit after Christmas. However, he was never considered a serious suspect and was later cleared by DNA evidence. From the beginning, JonBenét's murder became a media spectacle, largely because of her status as a beauty pageant contestant. Footage of the young girl dressed in pageant costumes and performing talent routines played constantly on news channels, creating a mix of fascination and unease. The media coverage was often invasive, with paparazzi camping outside the Ramsey home and bombarding the family with accusations. The Ramseys were heavily criticized for their behavior following JonBenét's death, including their reluctance to participate in interviews with police initially. They instead went on television to plead their innocence, which many saw as a calculated move to influence public opinion. Over time, the constant media coverage and public scrutiny became overwhelming, pushing the family into further isolation.
Experienced people, this was not a hard case to solve. Shouldn't have been a hard case to solve. And that's what should have happened. And it didn't, because they didn't have experienced people on day one. And the conclusion was that I killed my daughter.
Do you have more hope now, this year, than you have had in a long time?
You know, this is something we've been trying to get accomplished from almost from day one. Get help from the outside.
Stun gun, to me, would not identify the killer, right? It would help in your defense,
Right.
but it wouldn't identify the killer. We know a
Correct.
stun gun was used, right? The pictures indicate that. When she went to bed that night, those marks were not there. When she was found the next day, those burn marks were there. It's clear as day.
And clearly quite a significant tool in the murderer's
It's a specialized
MO.
weapon.
Yep.
Very unique.
In the years since JonBenét's death, several developments have brought new attention to the case. The grand jury decision in 1999. A grand jury in Boulder recommended that the Ramseys be charged with child abuse resulting in death, though not necessarily with murder. However, the district attorney declined to press charges, citing insufficient evidence. Advancements in DNA technology. The case saw renewed interest in 2008, when new DNA testing cleared the Ramseys, leading the district attorney to formally apologize to them. This apology, however, was met with criticism, as some investigators and experts questioned the validity of the DNA findings. Documentaries and theories. Over the years, several documentaries, books, and investigative reports have examined the case. Each new portrayal of the story reignites public interest and introduces fresh perspectives, although none have led to definitive answers. JonBenét Ramsey's murder remains a haunting mystery that continues to fascinate and disturb people worldwide. The case highlights challenges in crime scene management, the impact of media on high-profile cases, and the emotional toll on families thrust into the public eye. JonBenét's family has endured years of accusations, lawsuits, and immense personal loss. While various theories abound, the truth behind JonBenét's death remains elusive. The possibility of solving the case hinges on new forensic advancements or a confession, leaving JonBenét's murder one of the most tragic and perplexing unsolved mysteries in America.